Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Save SA live stream. Tonight we are talking about a few things. Firstly, I'd like to just say we need to support our featured producer of our 1660 campaign, David and Nadia. Like I said this morning, David and Nadia is a husband and wife team, and their wines are fantastic. And I, they uh, producing wines that are really unique. So before I say more, just go to davidnadia.com and go have a look. Go have a look at what this husband and wife team has achieved, and please support our producers in our 60 and 60 campaign. We need to use the hashtags, hashtag 1660, hashtag save SA wine, and hashtag drink South African. Um, And then I want to talk about something completely different. We need to kickstart summer. We're sitting in the Winelands in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and we're having a problem in that we still don't have the ability to attract tourists from overseas. So, what we need to do in the Winelands is really look towards local tourism and how we can actually kickstart our tourism summer because it's right on your doorstep. Um, as we all know, it's been a tough time in the last few months, and all of us had to adjust not only to a new way of doing things, but some businesses have been and are still in a fight for survival. We've all seen the statistics from Vinpro that paints a bleak picture. 18,000 potential job losses in the next year and a half. The Winelands has lost 2.5 million rand in revenue um, in in between March and June. So it's not a pretty picture. And we've all been working to promote the winelands. We ourselves have been working on a few projects to promote our winelands, including launching our podcast about the winelands. We launched this in February. We launched this Save SA wine group on Facebook. We're collaborating on this 1660 project, as we just said. By the way, talking about the 1660 project, go visit our featured producer of the day, davidnadia.com, and have a look at their story and what they're achieving. We've also collaborated on the Cap Classic promotion, and I interviewed 6 of your top Cap Classic producers. Those podcasts are all on our website. Interesting story, and we need to still keep on helping our users of Cap, our producers of Cap Classic. We make fantastic bubbly in South Africa, so we need to support them. Uh, like I said, we've now completed more than 60 interviews with wineries, not only wineries, also other wineries businesses. And our podcasts are published on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Instagram TV, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, and Spotify. Um, and as part of our podcasting program, we've also created more than 60 short explainer videos on businesses and activities in the winelands. Our collaborative networks are now reaching more than 250,000 people and more every week. And we are currently doing 2 promotional live streams daily, 8:30 in the mornings and 7 o'clock on weekdays in the evenings, although tonight is a bit later. And on the weekends, we're doing 9 in the mornings and 7 o'clock on weekends. And this is all to promote the winelands. Um, like I said, with summer season on your doorstep, it's more than important than ever for winelands businesses. You need to step up your promotional activities now. This is the time. And we are inviting everyone to contact us with any new ideas or anything they want to collaborate with. Just contact us on visitthewinelands@gmail.com. And a great way for you to get more exposure for your winelands business, your restaurant, your accommodation, your winelands experience, is just to use one of your premium service offerings. We also realize that times are tough, and we are here to give a helping hand. And this, we have decided to give away uh, 500 Rand credit to anyone that responds to this as a gift to kickstart your promotion for summer. And you can just claim your 500 Rand credit by emailing us at visitthewinelands@gmail.com. Tell us about your Winelands business, and it's on a first come, first served basis. And we'll send you a 500 Rand gift voucher to use in your digital marketing store, where you can then use that on some of your premium services to promote your Winelands business. Talking about promoting Winelands businesses, as we all know, we're busy with the 60 in 60 campaign. Um, it's a campaign in collaboration with Erica Taylor. Um, Please, our website is savesawine.co.za. Please go to the website, go look at the producer calendar at savesawine.co.za /60 in 60. You'll see which producers are featured next. And it'll be great if you could just, support all our producers and go to Instagram, leave a comment, instagram.com/savesawine.co.za. And then our featured podcast. I was just talking about podcasts for this evening. I'm interviewing Pardon Taguza. He's the co-founder and owner and managing director of African Wines in the Netherlands, a nice big importer of South African wines. But before I go to the podcast, I just want to remind you again that a great way for you to get exposure for your restaurant, your accommodation, your Winelands experience, or your Winelands business is to use one of your premium service offerings. And we are giving away a 500 Rand credit to anybody, any Winelands business that just emails us. Just email us and we'll send you 500 Rand credit. It's visitthewinelands@gmail.com. There is limited availability, so claim your credit right now. Email visitthewinelands@gmail.com and we'll send you a 500 Rand credit that you can use in our online shop. Back to our guest on your podcast, Pardon Taguza. Is based in the Netherlands. They import extraordinary South African wines, and also they support wineries that have a strong social commitment. So you can, with them, you can enjoy your wine in the Netherlands, and you can enjoy giving back. So without wasting any further time, let me introduce Pardon and enjoy the live stream, the podcast. Welcome to About the Winelands. In this show, we will be chatting to influencers and leaders in the wine industry, winemakers, restaurants, and other businesses. Tune in every Wednesday and Friday for our latest episodes. You will find us on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcast. Be sure to subscribe so that you do not miss out. Now, to get on with the show. Good day, everyone. Welcome back to About the Winelands. Today, I'm talking to Pardon Taguza from African Wines. Good day, Pardon.
Good day, Will. How are you?
I'm great. You are currently sitting in The Hague in the Netherlands, also under a lockdown, and must be quite exciting times over there, if you can put it that way.
Yeah, well, it's excitingly devastating times in terms of business wise and also
Yeah.
social life as well. Because we've also gone under social distancing. Not really lockdown per se. The Netherlands has a different approach to this whole pandemic. So we mainly doing social distancing, but we've also closed most businesses that has quite a huge number of gatherings, etc. Restaurants, hotels, events, and also the conferences as well that have been cancelled and business has been on standstill.
Oh, amazing. So, Pardon, let's start off with something more, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became involved with the wine industry.
Yeah, how I became involved with the wine industry. It's quite a very interesting story. Well, I'm Zimbabwean originally, and just like any other young Zimbabwean, during the time when things were not going really well, the economy was actually taking a huge knock in Zimbabwe. Decided to visit the Cape where my sister was actually based. Um, yeah, and when I got to the Cape, it was actually in 2010, um, and I happened to just work at a hotel as a runner, and then after that, I got the excitement, but my visa to stay at that time was just a visitor's visa, which lasted me for only about a month. And after that, I had to go back. I had to go back home. So when I got back home, I started thinking about this short experience which I had. Obviously, coming uh, from 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 a background that I'm quite very active in social scenes. I like to socialize with people, and that small duration of time when I was actually working at the Royal Hotel for those 3 weeks uh, gave me a different perception to the world, that I can still engage in people doing what I like to do and still earn money out of it. So then I came back to South Africa officially now, on a working visa. And fortunate enough, I got a job again at the same hotel, which is Royal Hotel in Ruby Castell. Um, and I was actually a runner. They got me in as a runner, but coming from an academic background, you always want more, and you always want to achieve more. So for me, being a runner was like, okay, yeah, okay, it's the beginning. So what's next? But I actually rose quickly through the system there. I was understanding the systems, how it works. I was also understanding as well how to talk with guests, and I was also quite friendly to people, and I was also earning quite a lot of tips for someone who was actually just arrived. So then I was offered a waiter's job. Then I started picking up tables. Um, After picking up tables, I also was switched from picking up tables, and I went behind the bar as well. I went behind the bar and got a little bit of an insight about the drinks, which when I got to the hotel, I didn't have any idea about alcoholic drinks, because I was coming from a Christian family, which means that drinking alcohol uh, was actually prohibited. You could not drink any alcohol beverages, or even smoke. Yeah, but then I had the experience of actually working in the bar, and also waiting tables as well, and I got the fascination of hearing people actually explain wine, because the guys that I've been working with, they have been at the hotel for minimum almost like 7 years, and they could understand wines, and they could talk about wines, and I just got the fascination. And with my academic background, I always want to know, and want to learn more. So I asked the guys, okay, so how do I get into knowing about all these flavors that you're talking about this wine? And just um, as colleagues, and with also the appreciation which I was getting back then from the guests and also from the hotel owners as well. Um, my colleagues were not that willing to give away the information that where could I actually go and study and do the studies and actually become like them or even more. But eventually, thanks to Google, I actually looked it up and enrolled myself with Cape One Academy. And I remember in that time I used to travel with the train from Rebecca Still to Stellenbosch. I'd drop off at Clubmats and I would walk from Clubmats down to close to the mall zone there. That's where the classes were being done. And then after that, I would do the same routine again.
Wow.
Yeah, so and then when I did my introductory certificate, and then after that I went also to do my certificate level 2 as well, and then I proceeded also. Then I met Kathy Marston. Kathy Marston is actually doing the WCT, running the WCT program in South Africa. And she introduced me to WCT. Then I was like, okay, wow, this is something interesting, because of course I was thinking of not just South Africa as the place for me to explore wine business. I was actually thinking globally. And when she pitched the idea to me that, okay, WCT is actually being recognized in over 60 countries in the world, then that actually struck me I actually grew an interest, and then I also enrolled with the WCT as well. Then I did my courses until level 3. Um, and then whilst I was doing this, I was still actually working in Rebecca Still, where I just also moved from the hotel, and then I went to a very nice, cozy Italian restaurant and a restaurant in the valley, which is called Mama Cucina. Then I started off there, building my first wine list. I started off a wine program there, and I also started off some food and wine pairings as well for that restaurant. Thankfully to Kuni and Johan, they actually trusted me at that time to actually take care of that part. But yeah, and I was never meant to stay at one place, which also my bosses then, Kuni and Johan, were very open about me that, if we know you're actually pursuing a career in wine, if you have anything opening, please do take it. We don't want to hold you. We don't want to hold you to the same position. If you want to grow, you have to grow. So yeah, fortunate enough, I also got an offer from our Aubergine restaurant, which is in Cape Town, where I then started working there as an assistant sommelier. And also I was now exposed to more wines. We used to run a wine list. We shared about 650 listings on the list, and we had a very huge seller of about 17,500 bottles, which is probably the best seller in the Western Cape. Then I also started competing as well. I was the runner-up of 2017 Best Young Sommelier in South Africa.
Awesome.
And then after that, we also went to participate in the World Blind Tasting Championship as a team of 4 Zimbabwean sommeliers.
Yes. I saw the Zim sommeliers. Tell us a bit more about them.
Yeah, well, so there is a competition which is being run by Jean-Vincent Ridon, which is the South African Wine Tasting Championship. So basically you go from regionals, and then you also go to the nationals as well. But the rules of the competition is uh, any of the team can only bring one foreign national into their team. So when I participated in 2017, I was actually in top five best testers in the Western Cape. Um, and it also happens that we also have enough Zimbabweans as well that were in the top 15. So ideally, it was very wise for us to actually create a Zimbabwean team and just represent Zimbabwean team rather than all of us just fighting for one spot into getting into Team South Africa. So we did that, and we actually went on the journey to France, and we competed, which was the first time, and we did not have enough preparation. We came 23 out of 24. Yeah, that's basically about Zimswams, and it's actually a team which is made of four sommeliers.
An awesome
At that
story.
time, I was still working. Yeah, it is an awesome story of wine bringing people from different walks of life together.
Well, also from a country like Zimbabwe, which doesn't really have a wine history.
Yeah. We basically do not have a vast wine history, but we have up to now I think about four wineries in Zimbabwe that not really that successful in actually making wines and also exporting wines as well. So basically, I can say the wine culture is not there. You know, me for instance. Um, I never grew up knowing that okay, we're gonna have dinner and then we're gonna have a bottle of wine at the table. Even though I was young at that time, and my folks um, also did not have that kind of culture as well, let alone beer. So it is quite a unique turn and shift.
Okay, so you then at the Aubergine restaurant. So how did you get involved with how did you progress from there, and tell us the story about African wines, and how that happened.
Yeah, uh, African wines was actually it was actually an idea which was birthed. It was like 2.5 years ago. I was still working at Origin Restaurant, and I met this couple that came into the restaurant with their two sons. Um, it was actually most arguably the fastest table I had to serve. When you go out as a family, you really want to relax, you want to enjoy your meal, and you want to make the most time of it, especially when you're on holiday. So this couple came in, and they were actually sitting upstairs, and I was called by one waiter that they needed somebody's assistance. So I went there, and I greeted them, and they told me that what we would like to have a nice bottle of red wine from South Africa, and they were all having a Springbok. And at that time, I was actually thinking, okay, this is actually a traveling family. Obviously, they're not here to blow the budget. They want something which is quite comfortable with the budget, but also delivers as well with their meal. So then I recommended them Dunkin' Service red blend. Um, which they liked very much. And after that, I was actually in conversation with the son, and he was trying to offer me a job in front of my chef, um, and which was quite very interesting, because I was like, okay, come on, man, you cannot be saying such things in front of my boss. But then we kept contact, and this family is actually based here in the Netherlands, and they own a few restaurants, and they've been in the restaurant business for quite a while, and um, so we kept on talking and talking, and prior to that, when we were about to go for the blind testing championship, which Janssen Robinson had helped us to actually do a crowdfunding. They were also the major donors of the crowdfunding for us to go to France. So yeah, and they also extended a trip visit as well from France to the Netherlands. That's when we sat down and we started talking what could be best, what could we do together, what projects should we do. And at that time, I had thought about South African wines being making really a good mark into the world of wines, and I always had thought that they are not well represented, because the entry level you get in Europe, either from a supermarket, it either gives you a good impression or it gives you a bad impression, and you don't have also other different wines which are coming from very small independent producers, which are also focusing on a bit more quality than quantity. It's either you were getting a very entry level wine, or you get a premium wine which is super expensive. So yeah, so then I pitched the idea that, okay, what I would like to do uh, is to actually move into distribution of wine. So yeah, just like that, and then we actually started off African wines, where I had to build up a portfolio of wineries from the Cape, but literally from very small independent producers, and from producers that are also involved in social responsibility of their communities as well, and also giving back to the community, and also aware of the dangers of what the world and the plants are in as well. And yeah, and that just happened, and we commenced our business and 2 years ago.
Oh, that's amazing. Just a quick interruption, but I do need to remind you that we are currently in a very difficult time. The South African government has set up a fund where businesses and individuals can donate to support their country through this crisis. Go to the website now and add your small donation: www.solidarityfund.co.za. Please join us all in the fight against COVID-19. That is at www.solidarityfund.co.za. Now, let's get on with the show. So, are you guys only selling in the Netherlands?
No. It's thanks to the EU, you have quite a very good free movement. Currently, we are selling in Belgium. We're selling in Austria. We also selling in London as well. A little bit of that, and we're also selling now in South America as well, and we also selling in Germany as
Oh, that's amazing. So, Paul, I see that I've noticed that you import from all over South Africa. How do you choose your wine? I mean, building a portfolio is from all over South Africa is quite a job.
Yeah, it's quite a job, man. So, so basically, like I told you, the fundamental principles of building this portfolio, which my business partner also was very keen in that Belinda and Damiano de Alba was mainly giving back to the community, and which is what is also lacking um, in the wine business here in Europe. So basically, we wanted to gather around wineries that do social responsibilities, uh, wines that are being made from the wineries that are disadvantaged because they do not probably have the budgets to bring out their wines out, and wineries that also have really good wine that also counts, but also really good story as well, because everyone now is moving away from the norm of talking about the political jargon of the acidity, the tannins. People want to hear what's going to make them feel good if they purchase this bottle of
Mm.
wine. What is it going to change in someone's life if they purchase that bottle of wine? So that was like the fundamental principles where we were building the portfolio from.
Well, that's amazing. I saw it on your website. There is a charity button, and that explains a bit more about it. So I assume that all your wineries that you are representing have some kind of a social responsibility type of angle.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I can run you through just one example.
That would be great. Yeah.
We have on the portfolio the winery which is called Black Elephant Vineyards.
Hmm.
It is based in Franschhoek.
Hmm.
And this is actually the coming together of three partners, which is Raymond Love, Kevin Swartz, and also Jacques Wenzel. Um, so basically, what this whole cooperation is part of the BEE, which is the Black Empowerment Policy, which also the government is also supporting. And this winery, what they do, they have what is called the miracle dream, where they actually teach kids in the Franschhoek Valley how to preserve water. Due to the drought in Cape Town, which hit us a couple of years ago. So they actually teach them to recycle water. Say for instance, the water that you actually use for your dishes, you don't have to throw it away. You can actually use it for your garden. And it's quite fundamental because that's how you can actually change things when you actually teach the kids, because they will feel actually their responsibility to actually take up such projects, and they do this project, which some of their wines which they have in their range, when they're purchased, they actually channel funds to sustaining that project. So that's quite a very interesting point, and interesting charity that we actually run with. They actually run themselves.
Oh, awesome. So, if any of your listeners out there is a wine producer and would be interested to work with you, what do they need to do? And do you have any other specific requirements?
Well, not really specific than other the fundamentals which I've just alluded to. Besides that as well, the wine has to be good, man. We here also to make sure that our customers here have the best wine
Hmm.
at the best value. and it's not necessarily that they have to get a mortgage to actually buy a bottle of wine. They need to appreciate more South African wine, so we need to have all different categories and price points for them start to start the culture of thinking of South Africa as a first choice when they get to a wine store or a supermarket in the EU.
Well, that's awesome. Pardon, now we're sitting with a situation with the coronavirus, and it's forcing everyone to rethink their business model. Do you have any changes or new
Yes.
ideas in mind?
Yeah, it's we actually now getting. This is now the point where, personal, I think we are being socially prepared because of this pandemic. Um, you know, this is when you actually need innovation. Um, selling more online is actually the only thing that will actually make businesses survive at this moment. And besides that, because from my point of view, we have like 99% of our business which is actually stuck up in restaurants. But now this is where we have to be innovative, start selling more online, start doing deliveries, and also start doing a lot more promotions online as well, to just keep the audience knowing about the brand, and also knowing where they can buy the wines and what best value they can actually get from such from such initiatives.
Okay, excellent. So, pardon, your wine journey has been quite an interesting story. What is the most important thing that you've learned from your wine journey?
Yeah, well, the most important thing that I've learned from my journey is to is to have a thick skin and stay humble, have a thick skin, and yeah, just most of the times listen to yourself, and just throw yourself out there, uh, work hard. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. If you never try, you never know.
Awesome. So, my last question for you is, can you give us your very own wine quote or
I
your
think you
favorite
saw
one?
it in my. I think you saw it in my email, the one I sent you. In wine, there is truth,
In wine, there's
because I
truth.
believe,
Yes.
yeah, in wine there's truth, because I believe wine is a reflection of a religion. It's a reflection of a culture. It's a reflection of who we are as human beings. It's art. So there is always the truth in wine.
Awesome. Gordon, thank you so much for talking to us. If people want to get hold of you guys or want to know where you are, how do they do that?
We are available on mostly social platform mediums. We are available on Instagram. It's African Wines NL, and our email address as well is info@, africanwines.nl. Besides, they can get to me directly as well at pardon@africanwines.nl. We also on LinkedIn as well as African Wines, and we're also on Facebook as African Wines as well.
Oh, that's awesome. We'll be putting your links all in the description anyway, so people can find it there. Well, thank you very much for your time and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much, Will, for having me, and good luck for everything to you too, and stay safe.
Thank you for supporting our show. If you would like to get more exposure for your business, please have a look at our sponsorship options. Thanks again for supporting About the Winelands. Please follow us on YouTube and on our social media channels. All details and links are in the description.